Yeah. Here comes my favorite part. This is the show where Ohio throws down, people. It is Ohio is on Fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel. We are live for another Tuesday night. It's a beautiful spring night. And of course, we are here live in the studios at WWSU 106.9 FM, Dane's Right Choice. And I got an amazing show for you tonight. I hope you enjoy it. But for one, I got Group C of Dayton Indie Music Madness taking place tonight. So I'm going to play 19 songs. I'll explain that real quick. There's 34 artists in this tournament. I intended to play 18 a week. There was a technical issue with one of the bands, so I didn't play them in Group A, and I had given them a deadline for Group C, and they couldn't meet it, so I got a replacement band, which I'll explain in a little bit. So 19 songs tonight, and of course, I think right now I want to announce the winners of Group B. What it is. In each group, the top 5 in each group move on to round 2. And in one of the groups, the 6th place finisher, the one that got the most votes of all the others, 6th place finishers, they get the 16th spot, and they move on to round 2 also. So that's cool beans. So I'm going to reveal those right now. I think you want to know. So now in no particular order, I will announce who they are, the Group B winners. We got Room for Zero. They will move on to round 2. And also, moving on to round 2, the the punk band from Dayton, Ohio, Red Hot Rebellion. They'll move on to round 2. Also moving on, hip-hop artist Quaranic. He will move on. And also, from Cincinnati, Ohio, Olivia Francis and their song Back to Happiness got enough votes to go on to round 2. And like I said, with no particular order, moving on to round 2, the defending champion, Melvin Robertson Jr., aka Faith Baby, with his song Survivor. He got enough votes to make it into round 2. And now in 6th place, there's a tiebreaker. There were two artists that had 4 votes to tie in 6th place. My tiebreaker is the artist that has the most likes on their music page on Facebook, and that is Kill the Epidemic. They had more likes than the New Regrets. So Kill the Epidemic, they're in 6th place. They have a shot of moving on. They may not. It depends on how the 6th place finisher does next week. And of course, Kill the Epidemic. They eliminate Forrest Fox, who was 6th place last week. So we'll see what happens with Kill the Epidemic. So with that, in a little bit we'll get to the new songs of Group C. But I got some things I got to get off my chest. And I got some news to share with all of y'all. I think last year this time, we do, I guess you can apply to be a director here at WWSU 106.9 FM. Of course, I tried out last year 3 different positions, and I did not get one of those positions, and I was bummed. I think I mentioned that I felt like that kid that gets picked last on the dodgeball team, I mentioned something like that last year. Well, I tried out again this year. All the positions are open. You got the general manager, director. Well, I won't list them all. I tried out for 4 different ones this year. I tried out for music director, marketing director, and then we have training director, and then general and program director. And I got some good news for the 2015-2016 WWSU school year. I will be the marketing director. So I finally did it. One of my big dreams that I wanted in my radio career was to have an official position at a station. It allowed me to improve myself, I guess, on a professional level. I get to do things that I wouldn't get to do otherwise. And I guess the marketing director, they make the station look great. You got to sell the product. You got to get people interested in the station. And that is my job. Of course, these commercials that you hear, I say commercials. They're, I guess we call them spots. They're from various nonprofit organizations throughout the area and maybe even the nation. Of course, we got promos from groups from around here. I get to work with these people. I get to make phone calls and see who wants to work with us. And I get to set up cool promotional ideas for the station during special events. I am the head in charge of this, of all of that. So I gotta make the station interesting for the people on campus. So wish me luck. I think I can do it. I believe I can do it. I don't think. I know I can. And of course, big shout out to Joseph Marks. He was the marketing director, but he is moving on to something new in his life after the end of this month, which of course the regular season of our station ends. He's going to move on to other things, but he's showing me the ropes while he's still here, and then I'll take over his spot as marketing director. So I'm happy. I'm so happy it finally came. I know my grandparents would be happy for me. All my friends and family that I've told, I haven't really posted on Facebook yet. I will do that soon because I took a picture. They made a marker of all the people that became directors, because all of them were up for grabs. There's only like 3 that's returning, while there's 4 new ones. So I might get to that later, maybe a later episode. But I gotta get that posted on Facebook. But if you're listening, yes, I am the new marketing director for WSU. So anyway, big ups to that. We'll get it out of the way. Now, I think right now I want to talk about some silly holidays. I haven't done that in a while. Some silly holidays, because we had Easter this past Sunday, and of course there's Passover. No, those are not silly by any means. Those are serious holidays. We have our serious holidays that we do, but you know what? There's also small holidays that no one knows about. They're obscured, but they are real. And I want to present to you some silly holidays that are taking place. It is, of course, today as I do this show, it is April 7th. So let's see what we can come up with bizarre and wacky and silly holidays. Because every day is a holiday. Alright. Boo, boo, boo. Alright, I drew a blank there. Now, there's 3 holidays today. So we got Caramel Popcorn Day. What you do, most likely created by a popcorn maker or an e-card company. So if you got popcorn on Easter, like you got an Easter basket, you save that popcorn and you take the caramel out of your candy bar and melt it on your popcorn, and voila, Caramel Popcorn Day. And now another holiday we're doing today is World Health Day, because you got to be healthy. Everyone around the world has to be healthy. If you're not healthy on World Health Day, you'll be fined $20,000, and I'll give you a stern talking to. I'll write you a letter, tell you that you should be healthy on World Health Day. And this should make college students happy everywhere. Today, it is no homework day. So whether you're in college, whether you're in elementary school, preschool, your postgraduate school where you're trying to be a doctor, no homework. Put your pencils down, shake your hair and party, and throw the pencils out the window, because it's no homework day. So Daniel Diesel tells you to not do homework, because by golly, it's no homework day. Alright, so those are the 3 silly holidays. You can really celebrate these. It's really real. And we are back with Ohio's on Fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel, as we are early on in Group C of Dating Music Madness. And keep those calls coming. I've had a bunch of calls so far, and it's amazing. It makes me feel loved when you guys show support to the music artists around this area. And of course, your votes tonight, it will count. Each vote you cast from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. tonight, it will count as a double vote, and it could be the deciding factor in your favorite artists getting to round 2. And I've had a bunch so far, so keep it coming. My voice is hoarse, in case you didn't notice, because I'm talking to so many people. Of course, I've been talking to people all day. I mean, I feel good. I'm not sick or anything. My voice is getting its power. But so that's how it is. But keep the calls coming. But wait a few minutes though, because I'm back on the air. And I think it's now time for everyone's favorite segment. Yes, this is even bigger than Dating Music Madness. I think some people might think that's debatable. But I'm talking about a little segment called OMVP. P. That stands for Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Ooh, ah, and do to do, do do do, do to do, do do do. Yes, the big O. I'm holding the big O because that's what Ohio's on Fire is all about. And OMVP. If you don't know what that award is, it's not a real award, but more so a shout out to people or a group of people in the state of Ohio that did some very interesting or did something weird but in a good way, and it's dead or alive. So you're either alive or you have passed on. It's just one more way to get you a good shout out. Anyways, let's get to it. There's always an article or a video that comes along with OMVP, so let's get to it. But this is out of the Columbus Dispatch, is where I'm getting the story from. But employees at Ohio prisons were improperly downloading and copying music for free from a paid service used by inmates. Ohio Inspector General Reynold J. Meyer reported today. And of course, as I said today, this report came out. Actually, yeah, it was this morning. I thought it said April 4th, but it's the 7th. So this did come out today. But one of the 16 employees confirmed to have been involved in downloading 552 files, including a copy of the movie Repo Man, on his office computer server, Meyer reported. None of the 16 employees were recommended for criminal prosecution. I just like the irony of the story. Stealing from prisoners. All right. Also, Department of Rehabilitation and Correction officers were chastised by the Inspector General for failing to report allegedly pirated movies which were shown to some inmates at the Lorraine Correctional Institution. One of the illegally downloaded movies was The Hobbit, The Dissolution of Smog. The investigation began earlier this year when a prison employee reported 57 employees had properly downloaded music files from JPay Inc., which is a Merrimack, Florida company that provides for a fee, money transfers, email, and video visitation services to Ohio inmates. The company began offering music downloads in 2007. Music, movie, and game files are stored on computer servers at Ohio prisons. The investigation found 16 of the 57 employees downloaded files for their personal use, but did not transfer them to other devices. One employee, Edwin Diaz, a corrections officer at the Lorraine prison, downloaded 552 songs and at least one movie to his prison computer server. Okay. You can read the rest of that at thedispatch.com. Yeah, talk about the irony. So you got employees at this prison. They're stealing from prisoners. They're stealing their music. And you know what? It's like they didn't get prosecuted as criminals for this. It looks like they're going to get off the hook this time, or they're going to get a stern warning, I guess. But imagine they were tried as criminals. I think sharing music with the prisoners would be the only thing they'd be sharing. I think they'd be sharing, and it's a family show, and it's got to come out. It's got to come out right. My voice is too hoarse for it, but yeah, the music ain't gonna be the only thing they'll be sharing with the prisoners if they get caught once again. Because yeah, it is theft. These songs cost like $1 a song. But I tell you what, I guess in a way I don't blame the employees of the Columbus, Ohio prison. I'm sorry, Lorraine Correctional. I can't even say the word. I hate it. Lorraine Correctional Institution. Yes, thank you. I should win my trophy. I finally said that word right. That's a hard job what they have, because they got to watch these prisoners, and some of them are bad. Some of them are some of them are really bad. But and I'm all for the prisoners as long as they didn't go to jail for being for murderers. I don't think murderers should have the right to download free music. But if you went to jail for like drugs and or like punching out the mailman by accident or something, I don't know. I guess and if you behave in prison, you're okay to some free rights, like getting some downloads for music. And I guess they get iTunes or some iPod. I don't know. They get iPods. But I tell you what, I think the employees of the correctional facility in Lorain have learned their lesson. But I will do one nice thing. These are for the employees of the correctional facility Lorain. I'm going to give you a little award. And this is, you don't have to steal this. I am talking about OMVP. You are Ohio's most valuable pedestrians. So congratulations to the employees of, I gotta say this right, the Lorain Correctional Institution. Yes, I said it right, all in one shot. And yes, my voice is hoarse. I apologize for that. I'm not sick. My voice, you can tell, and I can feel it sometimes. I try to use my strong vocal powers, and it goes out on me sometimes. So anyway, that is MVP. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully they don't get into any real trouble with the prisoners. They might get shanked. I was trying to think of another joke. These prisoners, they hide knives in their pants pockets. They could just pull out and just shank these employees, and that would not be good. So let's be smart next time, employees of these prisons. So with that, let's get back to Dayton Indie Music Madness. We're going to play 4 more songs. And listen, my guest tonight, Gary R. Henry, is here. In about 15 minutes, he'll be live in the studio. And there'll be no commercials after I play these songs. We'll get right to it. But Gary R. Henry is here. I'll ask him some questions. And this is your chance to ask him questions. If you have a comment for him or a question, you can call here at 937-775-5555. Please do that. And if it's appropriate, I'll ask it to him later on in the interview. And we got some fun stuff in store for you, me and Gary. It'll be great. And of course, call the number. You can request your favorite artists, give them a vote, help them get in round 2. Here's 4 of the artists you can vote for. We got Sophie Lockhart with Lobby Dum Dum. That's coming up. And then we got the Speaking Sons with the Disenchanted. And then Swimming with Sharks with the song Tonight. And then after that, we'll have Terry Lyric Green coming out of Minneapolis with her song Love and War. And we are back with Ohio is on Fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel, and I got my tonight's guest. He is a stand-up comedian from the Dayton, Ohio area. He is the one and only Gary Henry. Say hello, Gary.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing?
Hey, all right. Welcome to the show. I want to talk to you for a little bit to get to know you. But you are a stand-up comedian. What encouraged you to become a stand-up comedian for your career?
Well, actually, it started when I was a kid. I used to go around. I like to make people laugh, and that just carried with me. And it was funny, the past couple of years, my family's been on to me to try stand-up comedy, and I was just riding the fence, and then I saw a YouTube video of a young gentleman. He's about 14 years old. Jack Carroll was his name, and he had cerebral palsy, and he comes out in his walker. It was actually on Britain's Got Talent, and he just did a perfect 5-minute set, and I said, you know what, that's it. I got to do this at least once. If that little guy can get up there, there's no reason why I shouldn't try it. So.
Wow. Wait, so the guy that did the comedy, he had cerebral palsy. He was the one that did the comedy?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, now, what do you use real life experiences for your stand-up comedy most of the time?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that real life experiences can be the funniest sometimes. They're more relatable to the audience. So
okay. I've had to see you live. Hopefully one day I will, but I just want to get an idea if I ever see you. But what has been since you became a stand-up performer, what has been your favorite show and location?
My favorite show so far was actually one I did last month in Chillicothe, a place called the Docket Water.
Okay.
Actually ran by Lori Graves, very funny lady. The audience was just there to laugh, man. It was a great show. All my jokes were hitting, and I don't like to brag about myself at all. People who know me know that. But it was a phenomenal show.
All right, absolutely. Now, do you listen to podcasts that feature stand-up comedians as the main podcast host?
I used to listen to Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast.
Yeah.
I don't find myself with a lot of time between work and comedy, and I work third shift, so I don't really have a lot of time. I'd like to, though.
Okay. Would you yourself like to have your own podcast or some other internet show? Have you considered doing that?
You know, I've thought about doing that before, probably as a different persona. I actually have a character that I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you'll keep it a secret until that day comes.
Right.
Of
right.
course. Absolutely. If you said it now, it wouldn't be a secret. So, all right. Now, when you write material for your show, what type of setting do you like to write in? Like, does it have to be quiet? Does it have to be loud and excitable? What do you feel like? What mood do you have to be in to write your show?
Actually, I find that I write a lot of my material while I'm working my third shift job. I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
And so I just go on down the road and I just think about jokes and past performances and how I can make them better and things I can, come up with and improve on and things.
All right. Now, who would you like to go on tour with, dead or alive, and why?
Definitely, hands down, would be George Carlin, just because he was such an intellectual, and I can only imagine the conversations we would have.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good choice. I think that's a lot of comedians' choice. George Carlin. Yeah, I'd go on tour with him. I don't know about comedy, but maybe a movie tour or some other tour, which, anyway, moving on. Now, I want to ask you this. If you had a time machine, where would you go and do?
Oh, man. If I had a time machine, I would go back to the Old West.
Okay.
And I would love to be, like a bounty hunter or sheriff or something. It's just that rugged lifestyle,
I'm thinking, who would you like to get in a shootout with? Can you think of any legends? There's Buffalo Bill. Would you like to get in a shootout with Buffalo Bill?
I would rather get in a shootout with Buffalo Bill over Doc Holliday, that's for sure.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Doc Holliday ain't nothing to mess with.
No, sir.
I don't think I want to mess with Buford Tinner either. I think he was a pretty good shooter in his day. And we are back with Ohio's on Fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel, and I am live once again with Gary Henry. He's my guest for tonight, and he is a stand-up comedian from the Dayton, Ohio area. He's up and coming, and he's a very funny guy. And, of course, we got some questions for him that's come up in just a little bit, thanks to the listeners. But with that, we got a little game we want to play with y'all. Well, I'm going to play it with Gary. It's called Word Association, where what it is, he's got to tell me, I'll say a name of a place, person, or thing, and he tells me the first thing comes to his mind, whether it can be a sentence, doesn't be just one word, so just something that comes to mind. So, with that, Gary, are you ready to play Word Association?
Hit me.
Hit you, all right. Dane Cook.
Comedy.
Okay. Since you're wearing the shirt, Detroit Tigers.
Baseball.
All right. It can be more than one word. Anything that comes to mind. If you want to go on a rant or you just want to say something funny, but some people could do one word, but you can do a whole sentence. Let me think what else I get. All right. Richard Pryor.
Funny man in comedy. I really like Richard Pryor, especially his movies.
Yeah, he's a legend. Absolutely. Okay. Chicago.
Deep dish pizza.
Oh, good answer. I'm hungry now. Thanks to you. All right. The Rockefeller Center.
Very large building. I'm drawing a blank on that one.
It is very large. That's correct. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Ellen DeGeneres.
Very funny stand-up comedian. Really enjoy her show as well.
Okay. Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Oh, I watched his audition tape for Saturday Night Live the other day. Hilarious guy.
All right. Who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get to the chopper.
I like get to the chopper. I mean, eating a sausage. Maria Shriver. All right. I love it. Okay, I'll think of two more. Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Oh my gosh. Funny guy. I love his movies, especially Elf. Looking forward to his new movie coming out.
Okay.
Get hard.
All right, and last but not least, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Oh my gosh, I heard there's a rumor that he just made another album or HBO special.
I haven't heard that, but if it's true, I want to hear it.
Oh my gosh!
Awesome!
Yeah.
I'm excited then.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of him on Facebook. He looks pretty buff too.
Buff? He's been working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the buffed up Dave Chappelle. All right. Well, that, my friends, is Word Association with Gary Henry. And Gary Henry, he's the champion of word association. So congratulations. Yeah, I'll pat myself on the shoulder because I can't use my hands right now. So with that, we got a few questions from the listeners. They have questions for Gary. Oh, before the questions, there was a lady. She just wants to say hello, and you sound interesting.
Hello,
thank
you.
So it was a lady that said that.
It was probably my mom.
I don't know. Well, it sounds like a young lady, though. So I don't know if she's single or not. Is being a comedian the greatest thing you've ever done in your life?
Well, it is one of the greatest things that I've done. It's truly a blessing in disguise. It's very liberating and terrifying and awesome all at the same time. It definitely has become a dream come true. Another dream that I've always had is dancing on stage.
Okay.
And now that I get to be on stage, all they'll let me do is stand up there. So.
Dance? Well, are you a trained dancer? Or you just make something. You just make something up.
That was a joke. I think that went over your head, Daniel. I'll lower my voice for the next one.
No. I like the more awkward, the better for radio. So you just go ahead. Okay, I got one more question. What is your favorite comedy album, musically or non-musically?
Favorite comedy album? I'm gonna go very old school. It's the very first one that I've ever listened to. Delirious with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very nostalgic. So I was probably too young to listen to it in the first place, but yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
All right. Now, Gary, tell the people at home. Of course, I know I found you on Facebook. We're friends there, but they can find you on Facebook. But if people want to know more about you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook. It's Gary R. Henry. It's important to include the R because there is a Baptist minister who also has a page who is named Gary Henry.
Okay.
And I don't know if he still has it. He might have got rid of it because he's tired of people asking him, getting us confused, asking him
a
good wiener joke, So
you got tired of it.
Yeah. Also, I'm on Twitter, Gary R. Henry 20001.
Okay.
And I also contribute a lot of jokes to Add Absurd News.
Okay.
It's a parody news thing on Twitter, so you can find me those two places.
All right, I have to check out Absurd News. Now, for your stand-up comedy shows, what's coming up for you that people can come and visit you?
Oh, let's see. Monday, April 13th, there's Rocky's Pizza Ring. It's a local mom-and-pop shop owned by Amy Knight's family. It's a great business. Come in, have some good pizza, great comedy, support local businesses. April 14th, there's a show at Cat's Lounge in Kettering, produced by Mike Canistero.
Okay.
April 20th, here's a little plug of my own. I'll be at the Turn Up Comedy Show, supporting my friend and fellow comedian Nate Washington. Very funny guy.
Okay.
I won tickets to a contest, so I had to give him a plug. April 21st, I'll be at Diplomat Lounge in Kettering, doing a show produced by the infamous Steve Mack. Let's see. There's an open mic at the Dublin Pub on April 27th. If you're thinking about trying comedy, it is a PG-13 room, so you have to be careful with the language and the content. But,
the Dublin Pub, is that open mic, or were you booked for that? What was it?
Well, that's just an open mic.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because I don't know them to do comedy, but that's fine.
Right.
I'm surprised by the location.
Yeah, it's a new show that just started.
Oh, fairly okay.
Right, and that's produced by Lindsay Coleman. If you want to get a hold of her for time or just show up.
Well, shout out to Lindsay.
Right. Let's see. Then next month, May 6th, I have a show. It's called Patsy B and the Newbies.
Okay.
It's produced by Patsy B, very funny comedian. Shane's Dinner Theater in Columbus. And so I'm getting out there a little bit. And then Sunday, May 10th, which is Mother's Day, there's a show at Wiley's Comedy Joint.
Okay.
If you have a mother in your life and she's tired of the same old, dinner and a movie, why not dinner and a comedy show?
All right.
And
that's a good option.
May 16th, I'll be at Catch 22, which is a pub in Greenfield, and that is produced by my good friend Adam Garman. And so far, that's what I have booked. But well,
you got a lot on your plate, so there's plenty of opportunities to go see this man, Gary Henry. Well, Gary, thank you for your time, and this was a great interview. So, good luck to you, and hopefully I'll catch a show in the future. I don't know when, but because I got all these IOUs for all my guests, but I will check you out if there's ever a good time. You're a funny guy. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Daniel.
You're welcome, sir. All right, Gary Henry, the one and only. And we are back with Ohio is on Fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel. And once again, thank you to Gary Henry for being my tonight's guest. I am working on getting a guest in for next Tuesday night. So I want you to visit www.facebook.com/OhioF when I do announce that guest. Like I said, I wasn't able to get it confirmed before tonight's show, but hopefully maybe the next day or two I will. But of course, also next Tuesday night will be the semifinals of Dayton Indie Music Madness 2015, where the top 16, which the top 5 from each group, plus a 6th place finisher, those 16 songs will go head to head. Like, depending on how many total votes that each song got, they'll be paired in a seeding. There'll be number 1. The first ranked will take on the 16th seed, which the 16th will be the wild card entry, and then 2 versus 15, 3 and 14, just like in the March Madness tournament, which Duke won last night, so they are the champions of men's basketball in college. But the music tournament that people dig, it's still going on right now, and it's going on through April 28th, so it's not going anywhere yet. And I've played a bunch of music so far, and I think I had a really good list this year of music. The Power of Music in Dayton and Cincinnati and Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, I invited them in honor of the Final Four being at their city this year. So I had a few good acts from Minneapolis. And listen, you got until the end of the week to vote for Group C. And of course, next Tuesday night, be the matchups, round 2 matchups. Whichever artist gets more votes than the other artists, they will go on to the championship finals, the final 8. And then we'll have the championship reunion show on April 28th, where someone will win at least $400 and a national championship. I'll call it a championship award for champion of the independent music scene. Yeah, it's a long name. Okay, champion of the national indie music scene. So there you go. I'm shopping around for trophies right now. I need to buy it soon, which I will. And I want something cool. Hopefully it's something that people will be proud to have. I don't want anything ugly like the dancing disco ball they had when Dancing with the Stars. I think they still use it. It's that mirror ball trophy. I just think it's ugly. That's what you win if you win that whole thing. And you're doing that for like 3 months nonstop. Like if you're good enough, and it's really brutal. So it needs to be a nice looking award, because awards last forever. Money, $400 cash won't last very long, but an award will last forever. That means you're the champion. You're all that is good in music in this area. So that's going to be April 20th will be our reunion special, where I hope to, and I hope for a big audience that night. Hopefully we can break some viewership records for WWSU. So let's have at it. So with that, it's time for final message. I want to talk about overcoming adversity. Yes, I love this country very much. I love this world. This is a great world. I mean, it's great to be alive. I realize the power of that now. Of course, when you live in this culture, when you live in Dayton, Ohio, or I guess America, or any big British is like, Great Britain's like this too. Image is really important in the mainstream. When you think of the American dream, you think of a nice muscly guy, someone who's big with muscles. Well, at least I'll talk about a guy in my case, being I'm a man. Big muscled man with a 10 stretch limos, like a Hummer, if you will. We'll just say 10 Hummers. It's glossed over with some nice paint, like a nice red paint job, maybe blue. A big mansion, $1 million contract, and on TV all the time. Like maybe this guy's in the movies or he plays baseball. The American dream. And there's an image to that. And I do not have that image. I don't think I need to have that image. And nowadays I don't get made fun of. I think I do have my core of friends. I have people that support what I do on radio. But there's people there's people that stab me in the back. Like they'll say nice things about me, but then not really mean it. And like it's been, I mean, I've had that since I was a kid. You know, when I was a little boy, I was fat. I had glasses, and I didn't have I wasn't in a rich neighborhood. It seemed like I remember I'm a little bit envious when I hear about the rich kids, talk about all the cool stuff their parents could buy them and their grandparents. And I got good stuff for Christmas too, but it wasn't up to the level of the more established. And of course, you always look up to the basketball star, the football star when you're in school. They're given the keys to the city. It's like that pretty much any small town, and that was the brass ring, if you will, of your growing up. And I played some baseball. I played some basketball. I was never interested in football because that looked dangerous even when I was a little kid. Hearing about the concussions, seeing all that they did, that never appealed to me, even watching it. But I did play other sports, and you just got to be in shape all the time. I think it's also a gift to do something like a sport, to be good at it, go into your adult age where you risk injury. And I didn't have that gift. Baseball is my first true love, and it didn't quite work out. And I guess for a while when I thought that I wasn't going to be a sports star, I thought maybe I was going to be a loser. I thought that having that one thing, that was the only thing. It'd be everything. But over time I realized that I was wrong. That there's a lot of things you can do to be wonderful in this country. And everyone has their skill set, in which I found mine. I am an entertainer. I entertain people. When I went to high school and elementary school, I had a gift of being silly. And that was something I was good at, and that's what I do on occasion on this show. You know, I have a show now where I'm silly. I can be serious. I can conduct a serious interview. I got cool tournaments like Dating Any Music Madness. And you meet people. I meet some of the coolest people ever thanks to this show. But what about life, though? Back to life. The other image is to have that loved one in your life, that special girl. Like from a guy's standpoint, you got to have all those cars. You got to have big muscles. You also have to have that girl. You got to have that supermodel girl, that woman that you're compatible with. And I like to think there was a time that we understood what love was. When you met someone, you knew how to respect that person and to love that person. And it was a two-way street. It was mutual. I'm not so sure now. I feel like my generation, if it's one thing that we're not good at, is loving one another. I feel like we treat marriage as a game. And an example, Hillary Duff. She was married for a few years to that guy from Good Charlotte. I think it was from Good Charlotte. But they divorced, and then she goes on some newspapers saying that people don't fall in love forever anymore. And she says it like she's what's his face? Anthony Davis, or she's like some great philosopher. That's kind of sad when in the 21st century, Hillary Duff is a great philosophizer for the young people of America. I don't know about that. Anywho, and I think we should learn to respect people. Respect is the second thing you should do. That's not the most important, but you should be courteous of your friends. You should sit down with them, have real conversations with them. You should avoid conflict, like stabbing them in the back or saying awful things, or just because conversations are important because that can mend friendships. I've seen a lot of friendships break. I've seen friendships come and go because I didn't know what the other person wanted, and it can be sad because you want someone that you can trust, whether it's a guy friend where you can just talk to, regular guy friend where you can go to games with, you have a common interests, or to find that female that you feel comfortable around. You find that one nice girl, and the magic happens. When do we find that magic? Because I don't know. I don't know. I hate to think that no one ever, that you go through your life and never find that magic, find that woman that you can get married to. I mean, it's not enough to go to the dance club and dance with a hot girl. That's kind of promiscuous. I mean, it's fun. Trust me, it's a lot of fun, but it's not everything. Sometimes you just got to talk to people. Sometimes you got bills you got to pay. You have to, things change. And when things go bad, who do you talk to? Who's going to support you and who's going to make fun of you? And I got to overcome all these obstacles. I got to determine if I'm going to have a job that'll help me the rest of my life. If the people I'm around think I'm good enough. I do wonder if they're not. I mean, I think anyone has this paranoia, but are your friends really your friends? Or are they going to stab you in the back? Are they going to hurt you? It's but you just got. I mean, I guess I have this problem because I feel like people deserve their happiness also. Like, people want what they want, and they should be proud. They should have. It's a wonderful feeling to feel loved and to be loved. And when you make your dreams come true, it's amazing. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it. And you shouldn't be alone when you have your dreams come true. And these musicians that I have on the Indie Music Madness, hopefully they're making their dreams come true by making the music they want to make. And they find the people that they need to be with. And that's what it's about. And although I do struggle with that, I'm a sensitive person. I don't like when people hurt my feelings. But I'm going to smile. Today I choose to smile because I realize something. Now, I'm in a lot better space in my life than perhaps a lot of people that don't have homes. They could be a lot worse. And also, I am now the marketing director of WWSU 106.9 FM. And it's amazing. And I get to help people. I will get to meet cool people, hopefully to do business with them. And I get to come up with creative ideas. I get to use my creative gifts in a professional setting. And of course, for the first time ever, the station will pay me. I know we used to have this commercial 5 years ago. I don't know, they deleted it. We're not professionals and we don't get paid. And then there'll be a guy in the background that says, I do. Well, I'm that guy now that says, I do. Because it was a tough task for me to get to that point, but I did it. My peers finally recognized my work. And that's one cool thing. And I'm trying to make myself a better writer. I'd love to write a movie one day. And I take a creative writing class to help me towards that. So hopefully that'll make money for me. And I meet the people that I need to be with. That's not going to play political games. It's not going to make me. I don't want people in my life that's going to make me believe that they're going to take me to the promised land, and then they do not. Because I don't deserve that. I am a good person. I don't need my character to be in question. Because I don't meet the American dream, that doesn't make me less of a person. I need people to make me a winner. And today I smile. Today I choose to win today. I choose to win. So until then, until next Tuesday night, with the semifinals and a special guest to be determined, I am Mr. Daniel Diesel. And my friends of Dayton, Ohio, of Fairborn, Dayton, Ohio, that's the way it is. Warning, this episode of Ohio is on Fire contains strong opinions and viewpoints that belong to the host and guests that appear on Ohio is on Fire. This show contains entertainment and honesty that reaches extreme levels. Please do not try this at home.
Tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
My name is Elizabeth Holford, and I'm the Executive Director at Equality Ohio.
I have a First Amendment
Equality
right,
Ohio.
and these officers want me to leave this position just because you got cameras.
Equality Ohio.
Can you believe it?
Witnesses say during a heated confrontation, a healthcare reform opponent had his pinky finger bitten off when he stuck it in a healthcare reform supporter's face. Police say the 65-year-old man picked up his finger and drove himself to Los Robles Hospital, where they're now trying to reattach it. Police tonight are searching for the biter who ran from the scene.
Enough! Silence! I can't take no more. Fire! 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 Fire!
Let's just talk. Listen, I'm sorry. You're highly professional in what you do. You get here and read.